Robbie, don't leave this in.
Say it again, Sati.
Robbie, don't leave this in.
He's going to use that as the intro.
Robbie, I troll.
So welcome to episode 3 of Otaku and Friends. In this episode, I wanted to do something that is out of my comfort zone. I wanted us to talk about horror genre across all media, I guess. Just not real life. Let's not do that.
Because our lives are a horror story.
They really are. 2020-ish.
Yeah.
So yeah, want to talk about different types of horror films, cartoons, manga, anime, books even.
Yeah.
I actually think books would be like the worst because it's all in your head, so you're imagining the worst.
Yeah.
I've never read a horror book. I can't think of it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think Goosebumps counts.
It counts.
It counts?
Yeah,
Really?
it counts. It's just that, just like there's comedy for children and comedy for adults. There's also horror for kids, and Goosebumps really got me into loving horror. Like, I read a lot of the Goosebumps books. I like the ones for Choose Your Own Adventure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those ones were really cool. I died a couple times, but it was always fun.
I read a lot of Goosebumps. I actually used to read I think I only stopped reading a lot after high school. Like high school and before, like I'd say reading and video games were like my main media. But I'm more of a visual person now, I guess. But yeah, I read a lot of Goosebumps, and there's still one story that I guess this will be my first recommendation. I can't remember the title, but I think it has been adapted into. There was a Goosebumps show. Yeah. Although I think
there was a show and the movie, but the movie it kind of disappointed me.
I never saw the movie, that new one.
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
I thought it was gonna focus more on maybe like one story and they would like make it like an anthology type of situation, but it was like a hodgepodge of all the characters because it was focused on R.L. Stein.
Oh, so R.L. Stein was the character.
Yeah, like Jack Black played R.L. Stein. So okay. I was like, oh.
Is he still alive, R.L. Stein?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
In my head, he's like one of those mysterious.
Yeah. I think he's alive. Please tell us in the comments. We don't research on this show.
Yeah, so the story that has stuck with me up to now, spoilers, sorry, I can't remember the title, but it's from the perspective of a boy who's gone to another planet, and everyday mundane things are so disgusting and horrible. Do you remember this one?
No, I don't.
Where like he starts describing is like they eat with their hands and then they have 2 legs and it's so disgusting, and then when they put the food in their mouths it's also whatever. So as you're reading, because it's reading, there's no pictures or anything, the horror is in your head, and then at the end you discover the part that made me go, wait a minute, that doesn't sound scary. Yeah. It was like we were doing like track, but then I didn't want to do it because it was so disgusting. They were, running on their 2 feet, and I couldn't imagine how they were doing that. And I was like, what?
You're like, is this boy a human?
Yeah. It turns out you were reading from the perspective of an alien who's looking at humans.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really genius, because all this entire time I kept on imagining a mangoed version of whatever he's seeing, and I feel like I like when media does that, something that like only books can do that. Like if you put it in a film, it goes immediately.
No, actually, I remember I watched the Twilight Zone. I feel like every Zambian has watched the Twilight Zone. There was this episode that was similar to that, but it was like this woman needed to undergo surgery because she was hideous. And we don't see the doctors. The doctors, like, their faces are dark, and you only see the woman when she's wrapped up in bandages. So you're just like, hey, what? So we're just like, what does she look like if she's so hideous? Like, if we can't fix your face, you have to be banished to this other place where you can live with your fellow disfigured people. I'm just like, what does she look like? And at the end, the doctors, they've done like 4 surgeries, and now it's the last surgery before they give up, and then they look at her, no change. And I'm like, what is she? And then when you look at her, she's just this beautiful, blonde, Marilyn Monroe looking woman. And you're like, okay. And then the camera pans to the doctors and they all have like pig noses. But they're like humans, but with pig noses. And I'm like, huh? It's just like, it was just so jarring. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I remember watching that when I was like really, really young. So like, I think you just have to be careful.
You have to be careful how you do it.
Yeah, but like the one that you're describing, I don't think it would be easy to show in like, video.
Video format,
Yeah, because how would you hide your two legs? What creatures, So really cool. Twilight Zone is a very good show. Very good show. Some of them are not like scary, some of them are like but I mean a lot of the episodes I really like them. Like I have like 6 GBs worth of every single episode.
Have you watched the new one?
The new series? No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Jordan Peele. I know it's like, so people are very precious about the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's a classic.
So I know it was pretty well received, not lauded or anything, but people were like, it's good. And I know that's very hard to get with something that's so precious.
It's so beloved.
Yeah.
It was like a gateway to a lot of horror fans, I feel. Bite size. It's like Hammer House of Horror, guys. Zambians. I don't understand why not a lot of Zambians are into horror when we got like Hammer House of Horror and the werewolf show, Twilight Zone. I don't know how a Christian nation adds so much horror. Seriously. And
funny thing about that, this is a tangent, but like our programming in like the 80s, mid-90s was fine. Like at a certain point they stopped ordering new shows or something, but like if you look back at even the cartoon shows, they were like maybe 3-4 years behind, but they were still like good top shows. Imagine if we got like, say, I don't know, Adventure Time on ZNBC like 3 years after it aired. That's kind of where we were in the 80s, 90s, and then they just stopped after that.
Yeah, I think it became expensive.
Probably. I mean, it's not like we pay tax for anything. You catch up the household is a lot.
No, it's true. Yeah.
So what would be your first recommendation? Those are our Dionkos.
Yeah, the tangent. Yeah. I think we can start with anime.
Okay.
So what is your pick?
So my pick is a show called Hound. So it's one of those low-key shows that it's like a 6. When you saw it, you're like, this is fine, and you never talk about it again. But I feel it was pretty unique in that it the atmosphere was so ominous constantly. I remember these kids go to like the boonies, and then there's a town in the outskirts, a former town. I think it was submerged. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I think it was submerged in water or something. And there are ghosts that pop out every now and again. They are not all of them are malicious per se, but it's something which is affecting the town. So these kids go there to try and like, I guess, to resolve the issue. Something like that. Not really in a Scooby-Doo way. It's like I think one of them gets possessed or something, and then they're trying to get the person back. So they're trying, and if I recall correctly, the ghosts only pop up at a certain time. I think it's at night and on certain days or something. So they had to like stake it out and then go to that zone and figure out first of all what are these ghosts, what are their motives. It's a pretty long show. It's like 26 episodes long.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But like,
it's a commitment.
It is, and it's slow. It's very slow. It builds its it builds the atmosphere and momentum, and I think that's what makes it really scary. It's not like they aren't that like jump scares or anything. It's just all the time you're constantly like, they're in danger. And some people go missing, some die, etc. So that's what leads. It's very tense, and I really like that. So yeah, Hound.
I haven't seen that, so
They've got really cute character designs. I like that. Yeah, they're good.
Okay, for me, my pick it's recent. I'm gonna go with Devilman Crybaby. I consider it a horror because I mean there's supernatural elements and amazing death scenes. Like people get murdered, like hacked into pieces. It's like really good. If you like gore, I think it's like a really good pick. And for me, I thought it was like kind of fast paced. I enjoyed the art style a lot. I thought it was really edgy. You know, it was messed up, and I really liked that.
See, I have a problem. Is that Masaki Yuasa, who is the director of Devilman Crybaby, is at the moment, and this isn't even like, he is the best director working in anime right now. The best and the hardest working. Like everything he does is just a 10 out of 10, to be honest. Like he's so good.
He did Japan Sings as well.
Yes, so he did Japan Sings, he did ping pong.
Yeah.
And you see, he's so diverse. Like
and the art style is very interesting.
You know, that's the thing, that I can't watch his shows because I hate that art style so much.
You know, when I started Devilman Crybaby was the first thing I saw of his. You know, I'm yet to watch ping pong. But like I was like, ugh. But then it grew on me, you know? It grew on me and I'm like, okay, I can get into this. So yeah, I think just power through.
I will try and power through.
At least for Japan
Sings.
Yeah.
I would eventually watch Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah.
Because I know his work. He's so good, man. Like,
yeah, he's good.
The good thing about his art style is he does something which, like I said again, doing something which only your media can do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like you can get like longer arms and longer legs and make things look... You animate them, you know, make them more expressive because it's an animation.
That is one of the cool things about Devilman Crybaby. Like, there's this scene where he's running on all fours, and it just looks so cool. Like, guys, let's stop. Like, I get it, anime, we started with the big eyes, but it's evolving, you know? Everyone wants to express themselves differently, and I know Japan is like a homogenistic society, but I feel like creators in Japan are trying to expand, and try different things. So we should support them.
No, for sure. I'm glad like he won the Devilman Crybaby won Anime of the Year. Was it last year or another year? One of those years.
2019 doesn't exist because 2020 just destroyed everything.
I can't remember which year. Anyway, it won Anime of the Year one of those years, and pretty well deserved, to be honest.
Yeah, it was well deserved. I know people are like, oh my god, it's so morbid, but guys, we can't always be dancing. And anime, most of the time, people like it because it always has those really sad and necessary endings. And I mean, Devilman Crybaby is great.
Yeah, I heard the ending is a hell of an ending. It still hasn't been spoiled for me, and I know everyone who watched it is like, whoa. So watch it for that at least.
I was just like, what? At the end, like, I was like, huh? Because it's great, guys. The people who have watched it, just say it was great in the comments if you watched it. No spoilers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my other recommendations is a horror visual novel that I watch I tried to play every Halloween. My recommendation. It's called Saya no Uta. Saya Uta, I think it's Sound or something. Song of Saya. Yes, that's me doing direct translation right now.
Yeah.
Song of Saya. It's by the Madoka Magica writer. You know, Fate Zero, Madoka Magica, that guy, General Bushi. So you know what you're in for.
Really?
You know what you're in for. And this is like his most, in my opinion, because it was like one of his first like big published works. He did this now after Saya no Uta did big, and then he did Fate Zero. So Saya no Uta is about you play as a young man who finds like a 13, 14-year-old girl. Like she has a condition where she sees all the things which are nice as like grotesque.
Really?
Like really bad. Like they all look.
Yeah.
Wait, is it the other way around? No. The guy sees everything as grotesque, like which are normal, except this one girl who's like looks like an angel.
So is she gross? Is she gross?
Yes.
Oh,
so she is like, I don't know if she's a demon or whatever. I haven't beaten the game because I actually can't get past like the 4 or 5 hour mark. It's really intense.
Yeah.
The music is harrowing. The story is really heavy. Really heavy stuff. If you can get through it, try it. If you can watch YouTube videos or something, maybe watch them.
Like a playthrough. I'm gonna recommend a manga by Junji Ito. Anything by Junji Ito really, you should read if you like horror.
How did that guy get popular? See, this is the thing. I didn't know about him at all, and then suddenly he's like
Yeah, because he's so cute and I love him.
That makes him more scary.
No, and he's so sweet and he's afraid of the
That
dark.
makes him more scary to me.
He's so adorable. He gets scared so easily. He's so cute. Yeah, I'm gonna recommend Gyo. If you like body horror, really disgusting, grotesque things, read Gyo. It's, I don't want to say too much, but basically it's about this infection you can get from these infected fish. It's like he has really interesting concepts of things that scare people. It's not necessarily always going to be like a ghost or something, you know. He's just so creative.
Is Gil the one with the double face lady?
No, I think that's Tommy. Is it Tommy? Yeah, it's guys. There's actually an anime, you know. It's called is it Junji Ito collection? Yeah, it was made into an anime. I am yet to watch that because I want to read it first, but yeah.
You know, I wish I
You
don't know
should.
if I would try.
No,
Even just his images are like
they are creepy, but not all of them are like scary.
I'm glad he's doing well. Like horror in manga and anime is rare. I don't know if that's the case now, thanks to him.
I think it's not actually rare. It's just that it doesn't really cross the pond, I feel. Because I know Joey, the anime man, I don't know if people watch his videos, but he reads a lot of horror manga and he reads way past Junji Ito. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, there's like a lot that just doesn't
Localized.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I thought we were fine. I mean, we're close now to the point where we could say almost everything being produced comes over. There was a time it was like 4 or 5 out of, like in a season, okay, things have changed. Now in a season there's like 30, 40 shows.
Yeah.
Very obscene amount of anime coming out that is not how it used to be. It used to be like 10 a season.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's actually true. Like 2006, look how many shows would come out in a season. It was like 10.
Yeah.
Now it's 30. That's
no, we
insane.
can't keep up. We can't keep
actually
up.
can't keep up.
But
But even back then, there was it was a fraction that
Yeah.
used to come. So, good luck keeping up, man. And the people that do, how do you manage?
They just dedicate their lives, eh? They dedicate their lives to it.
And then they pass in school.
They pass in school. I don't know. I think they just listen. They've just trained themselves that when they listen in class, that's the end. It's locked in.
I really wish.
So for movies, what horror movie do you recommend? You who is anti-gore, what horror movie?
Okay, so I remember I said I don't think that Final Destination or So horror.
But
To me, they're
so
kind
is
of like,
actually very body horror.
it is very border horror, but it's, I don't know, it just feels like a different genre to me. It doesn't really.
It's torture porn.
Yes, I wouldn't say it's scary. It's like, it's just gross.
Yeah, it's shocking.
It's just
you know?
really gross. Horror, I will pick the original Alien.
Oh yeah, Ridley Scott.
I don't know if anyone still hasn't seen that film, but I super got into Alien when the game Alien Covenant was coming out, and I was like, okay, I want to play this game, but I want to have some context. I had seen Alien when I was a kid. Like, my dad was a movie buff, so I'd seen these things, but I was like, I don't know, 4. So I don't remember anything.
When did they let us watch these movies?
I have no idea. So I went back, watched it just before the game came out. Oof. Just arguably one of Ridley Scott's best films.
Yeah.
One of the best horror films. You rarely see the alien.
Yeah.
I think it's got like maybe 5 minutes, 4 minutes screen time at the most, but it constantly feels present. It's like, it's always there.
It's like a dark cloud.
Yes, it's just always there. And when it shows up, it just kills and goes away. And that's really scary. Like, we are constantly thinking it's around the corner, it's around the corner. And then when it does show up, it kills someone. So you know when you see the alien, someone's dying.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely someone's gonna die when you see the alien. So that makes it really, really scary.
Or impregnated.
All that. Lots of
like the scene that's
symbolism in that movie.
Like the scene that sticks out to me was that guy who they thought was, oh my god, he's like dead or like he's in a coma. Then he wakes up and you know he's eating and everybody's happy, and then all of a sudden, watch it.
Yeah, and I guess I can pivot and add the game as well. Alien Isolation. The game, I think that this generation, apart from Resident Evil 2 remake, is pure survival horror.
Yeah.
Like in the purest sense of, here's this ultimate enemy and you can't defeat it, and you've got, you know, like limited ammo,
Yeah.
and it's just constantly everywhere. And even the way the AI was done and everything, and the way it really looks like the first Alien movie. It really does. Like the first time I played the game, I was like, wow, I feel like I'm in that Alien film.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Like, I hope more people play it. I constantly bring it up when people ask me what are some of the best games of this generation, the PS4, Xbox One era. I think that it is extremely overlooked.
Yeah.
Play Alien Isolation. I put it high up there with Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us 2. I think it is that good.
Really?
It has flaws, but you can tell, you know, like when something is really good, but you're like, what example can I give? You know, those cult classic movies, you're like, this is a good movie, but it's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But you can tell they're really trying, and that charm comes through in Isolation.
Mm-hmm.
So, forgive its flaws a bit, it's a bit too long, but it really does have that horror feel. I really felt like I was playing Resident Evil again.
Yeah?
It really felt like that.
Okay. For me, games, I'm going to recommend Corpse Party. Do you know Corpse Party?
I know Corpse Bride. Is it?
It's a Japanese game. No, like it's there's an OVA which is bad. Corpse Party is a horror game. It's so good, so gory, so terrifying. If you like seeing school children being murdered, you should definitely play Corpse Party. It's so good, yeah. I wish that the anime did it justice. It was pretty meh, but the game is very good. The story is good. It's basically these kids, I guess they wake up in their school, but it's in a different dimension and they're trying to survive. Like there's ghosts killing them, but also each other go crazy and they're killing each other. But like, yeah, it's really good. Like, you should definitely play it. And I think you can, it's easy to find.
What's the genre?
Horror.
Is in like the type of gameplay genre?
It's
a visual novel.
Yeah, it's a visual novel. Yeah, but you can run around in it, I guess. I don't know. It's like I don't know what I can say.
It's like Persona kind of.
Yeah, it's like Persona, but like 2-bit kind of character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a retro feel. It's a retro type of situation.
I'll look it up on PC, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can play on PC. I think it came out on PS something. But yeah, you can play it on PC.
Cool, I'll try that. It's like Momoe characters or something?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
They're very cute, but they die. So much blood.
Speaking of which, one more anime that I haven't seen but I know is always recommended is When They Cry, Higurashi.
Oh,
There's a new one coming out this next season. Highly anticipated.
It's not me. Even that one is getting a remake.
Which one? Future Diary?
The one where there's like little Moe characters killing each other.
I think we're talking about the same one.
Same one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just thinking of it probably in the Japanese name, yeah.
I can't remember Japanese names because I only have
Me neither.
so much brain capacity. But do look out for When They Cry. I don't know if
It's like
is it a remake or a sequel?
Reboot or something like, I don't know.
I'm not very sure. It
Yeah.
looks like it might be some sort of reboot remake thing, which I guess would be easier for everyone to jump into.
Mm-hmm.
If not, that old one is still
Really good. Yeah.
really good. So do check that out.
My movie is Midsommar, 2018, somewhere there.
19, I think. Was it this year? Was Midsommar not this year?
No.
Okay.
I think it was last year, but it's a very pretty, artsy, kind of slow burnery, but not really. It's very beautiful. There is gore, but in a beautiful, classy way. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I know Dennis would puke, but like, it's not presented in like blood all over the walls. Like, I don't know. It's very artsy in the way that it shows heads being smashed. Like,
Is it by that Brazilian? Is that Brazilian director who like does that a lot?
I don't know his name. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know. But he's the same guy who did Hereditary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He likes decapitation. God, everyone is probably just going like, this guy is a satanist. I promise, I love Jesus.
does think it count as a horror?
Which one?
That movie about modeling with what's her name?
Black Swan. No,
The
that's
young
ballet.
sister to that blonde pixie looking girl. What's that
Ella
movie called?
Fanning?
Yes, Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning.
There's that modeling movie she did. Keanu Reeves is in it. There's a wolf involved. People eat eyeballs.
Ooh, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna find it.
Ugh. Why is my memory failing me now? But
We're all done.
I don't know if it counts as horror, but it's really good. I like it. It's extremely pretentious. Extremely. There's
Really?
scenes where there's just like psychedelic
Oh god.
backgrounds with Elle Fanning just kind of floating.
Oh my god.
But but it's like entertaining. It's interesting.
You know, sometimes it's just in the mood to see something absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, whatever that movie is, maybe Ruby will be gracious and find it for us. I'm gonna put a TV show. I recently rewatched it, Penny Dreadful. Season 1 and 2 are really, really good. Season 3 was okay, but yeah, I recently rewatched it and hey, the first time I watched it, I couldn't get through it because, you know, I was not ready for it. Yeah, like when demons are involved, I kind of, I'm Catholic, so yeah, so I came back, you know, with the armor of Jesus, and I finished it, and it's so good. It's like really good. It's genuinely creepy and freaky, you know, yeah.
What's the basic synopsis? Because I think I recall seeing episode 1.
Okay, so basically, I don't know, people who know like Penny Dreadfuls are like back in the day, I don't know which hundreds, I don't know if it's the 1600s or the 1700s or whatever. In the newspapers, there were articles called Penny Dreadfuls where they would talk about like supernatural or gory murders that happen. So that's why the show is called Penny Dreadful, and it follows this lady who, hey, she's a witch. And it takes us a long time to get to the fact that she's a witch and she's a conduit for God, but also the devil. So yeah, she's trying to find her missing friend who was kidnapped by a vampire or something like that. But it's intense. Like every single supernatural element you can think of is in that show, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. You know, yeah. Definitely.
I've heard a lot of good things. I did like the one episode I saw of it. So
Yeah, it's good. Ish.
is American Gods horror?
No.
No?
It's fantasy.
Okay.
Okay, maybe. Because like there's that part where that chick is like ripping people to shreds. I don't know. Maybe it's a horror. I don't know. Me, I don't count because for me, I can see someone get decapitated and be like, it's a comedy. So yeah, you know?
Yikes. Anyway, my final recommendation, I don't watch many TV shows, so to be another anime, is one called Shiki. So Shiki is extremely entertaining. The first few episodes, you know what, the first few episodes are actually quite entertaining. It gets a bit slow, like from 4 to 7, somewhere there. But the characters are like so over the top and entertaining that you just have to keep coming back to see more. So there's, first of all, the art design of the characters is like really, really nice. I really like that character design.
Yeah.
The like the hairstyles, the way they look, really, really, really nice. So this doctor goes to this village in Japan where apparently people are dying, they're drying up. Like they're finding dry bodies in the morning.
Like husks.
Yes. So he's like the village doctor and he's trying to figure out what's going on. And the first hypothesis it comes to is like, these are vampires, and everyone's like, yeah, no. but he's
That's
like,
ridiculous.
but he's like, this is vampirism. Like this is a vampire, and he's
Yeah.
going around trying to figure out, so he's like staking out or investigating everyone, like, and he flat out says there's a vampire in this village, I'm going to find it, and everyone's suspicious of him because he's from the big town, and then he's so abrasive, so everyone's like, is
he like kind of like Van Helsing?
Van Helsing is kind of too cool, and he's like imagine it, and this is the best example, imagine a stereotypical boomer Zambian doctor, a young man, listen, exactly that character. Imagine that kind of person comes to your town and says, one of you is a vampire and I'll find you. Like, so everyone hates him.
That was Van Helsing in Bram Stoker's Dracula. He was old and just like that. And everyone is like, okay, boomer. Like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like in the beginning, like the main character is not very likable because of that. But like he's like, I know this and I'm going to find the person. So some people actually start to think that he is that. Like he's trying to cover that up. So it's
came
really
here to drink our blood.
yeah. So it's really entertaining like that. It's fun and it's got a great OP. Really banger OP.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really good OP. Yeah, you should watch that. The ending is amazing. It is like everything just it's a crescendo. Just everything just like explodes. Like like all the story elements just all come in that final episode and you're like, I can't believe this is what's happening. Like I can't believe this is the same show. You know, it's so methodical and everything, and then the end is just like wow. It has to be seen. You really have to see it.
You should send me a text with all these recommendations.
I will for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's it from us for our horror recommendations. I hope you leave us some of your recommendations in the comments, and
yeah, this should be up during Halloween season.
Yeah, during spooky season.
It should be so, yeah.
Give you something to watch during your watch parties and stuff.
Indeed.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.